Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Bryant, coordinator of new media for the Big South Conference, and this is your guide to the programming for the week for the Big South Network at BigSouthSports.com. I'll open with one advisory. This is, in fact, supposed to be the guide for the week of March 18th through March 24th. We had a bit of a record problem, so this didn't get up on Thursday as expected. Instead, it'll make its first appearance on Friday, the 19th. So sorry about that, but let's go ahead and talk about the big week ahead. I would start by saying hopefully some of you did, in fact, catch this last night. We tried to get the word out, of course, that we had a women's basketball postseason streaming from Charleston. They hosted Appalachian State in the first round of the inaugural Women's Basketball Invitational. Unfortunately, Charleston Southern lost, as did Gardner-Webb in the women's NIT. So it's been a rather imperfect week, or perfectly imperfect week for the Big South when it comes to postseason basketball. Both men's teams ousted in their first try, and both women's teams ousted in their first go at it. So of the ones who have played, so 4 up, 4 down so far, meaning Liberty on Saturday is the last hope for the Big South to get a postseason basketball win. The Liberty women in the NCAAs against Kentucky at 2:30 on Saturday, and we're certainly wishing them luck and for the sake of the conference to get a big win on the board out there. But basketball is passing us by, as you can tell, and we are moving rapidly. There will be no more basketball streaming offerings, but into baseball, there was one game on the Thursday slate. That was Columbia at Winthrop. Now, starting Friday the 19th, it's a full conference weekend for some teams here. 3-game series. Charleston Southern hosting Coastal Carolina for a 3-game set starting 2 o'clock on Friday the 19th. High Point hosting VMI for a 3-game series starting 6 o'clock on Friday evening. And Winthrop's got another one against Columbia University Friday. Now, some of those series continue. There you can see what we've got for you Saturday. VMI High Point again, and that coming to you Saturday at 1 o'clock from High Point. Charleston Southern hosting Coastal Carolina, 2 o'clock start for that on Saturday the 20th. And Winthrop, in its Coca-Cola Classic tournament, will play a split doubleheader on Saturday, and we'll have both games for you as Winthrop hosts Kent State and Penn State on Saturday afternoon starting about 2:30. Then come Sunday, VMI and High Point will wrap up their series. That's a 1 o'clock start. Coastal and Charleston wrap up their series at 2 o'clock. And Winthrop to be determined based on the outcome of the games in their Coca-Cola Classic as to whether they're in a consolation game or a championship game. So stay tuned for that, and we'll have the game for you here on the Big South Network. There is still more baseball on the horizon. Wednesday the 24th, we've got a couple days with no games there, Monday, Tuesday, but the 24th back in action with certainly a city rivalry that echoes beyond the borders of Charleston as Charleston Southern hosts College of Charleston. It's a 2 o'clock start for that game. And High Point against ACC foe Wake Forest, 6 o'clock on Wednesday the 24th. So there's your baseball lineup for the week. And we've got softball for you. And with the fact that Liberty and Radford had their doubleheader on Thursday, and Radford showing they're off to a good start this season. It's now all Coastal for the softball offerings this week. We've got a few for you as the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers host Buffalo on Friday, 6:15, and they go right on through the weekend. Saturday, hosting a split doubleheader against Houston Baptist and Oakland, Saturday the 20th. And still more on Sunday the 21st. It's Sacred Heart at Coastal. And they'll close out their schedule this week with Elon at Coastal Carolina, 5 o'clock on Tuesday, the 23rd. Something a little bit beyond the norm for us. Every so often we are pleased to bring you a sport that's not a Big South sport per se, but one that a Big South institution takes part in. Sometimes we bring you wrestling, and we've brought you some others, but of course this is lacrosse, men's lacrosse from VMI as the Keydets host Marist, and we'll have that for you around 1 o'clock on Saturday. They want to be sure you know their coverage begins at 12:55, so tune in for that. VMI Lacrosse on the Big South Network through BigSouthSports.com. I want to remind you again, all these are available by the game. You can get any single event through BigSouthSports.com, and the order of sport. Say you want all the baseball games for the rest of the season, including the tournament, you can get that baseball sports pass. Same goes for softball. indeed any of our sports that we offer regularly throughout the year. We have a sport pass. We also have season passes where you can get combinations if you want all the fall sports, all the spring. Like right now, get your baseball, your softball, and your other assorted spring sports as they pop up right there in the spring season package. And the annual is your best bet because it gives you hundreds, literally hundreds of events over the course of a full calendar year from when you sign up. Last year we had over 600. Now we're approaching 700 events this year, and it can all be yours with one subscription. A pretty good deal. And we're not only at BigSouthSports.com. That is, of course, the center of our online universe, but we're also on Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, and we've got our Big South Shout blog. Links to all of the above on the homepage at BigSouthSports.com. If you have any issues with your video streaming, I want to remind you these are your contact numbers. This is the information to use to get your situation cleared up as quickly as possible. Jump TV, our web and streaming hosts, will do their best to get your situation squared away. They can be reached on the phone at 877-967-3267 or by email, Jump TV, fansupport at jumptv.com. That's fansupport, all one word, at jumptv.com. And be sure to specify if you email if it's technical support or billing or whatever your specific area is, so they know how to route that right away and get you taken care of. And that's the week through the 24th of March. Thank you so much. Again, I apologize for the technical hitches that kept us a day late on the front end, but still, for the week, you've got a dozen baseball games and 5 softball, lacrosse, and so much more upcoming in the weeks ahead. So keep checking back here for more from the Big South Network and BigSouthSports.com. I'm Mark Bryant. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week.